Gadgets live.
My list as you scroll down. Hey everybody, it's Josh from Browndale Gadgets. Doo-doo. Hey, thanks for coming to us on this wonderful Thursday. There we go. Today we're doing another fun project that uses Legos and Crazy Circuits parts. We're using, I'm not gonna hold it up because it's all green screen. It's all green things, but we're gonna doing some hand crank projects using Legos as the hand crank and our wonderful maker tape. Thanks, Pete.
Of course.
To do with some hand crank projects. We have like a flashing LED. We have a Larson Scanner where things go back and forth. And we have a music box that we've done. So if you want to take this further, you can do some really, really crazy things. And we even have some 3D printed components somewhere.
We do.
We do. They're not here.
They'll be
in the other room.
shortly.
They'll be here shortly. That we can print off as well if you don't have the correct Lego parts on hand. This is a pretty easy project overall. It uses some very common Lego components or ones you can buy off, say, brickowl.com or bricklink.com for pennies. You can buy Lego parts individually on the internet. I learned that out a while ago. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But we're going to just jump right into that. So let's actually go over the different projects we have. And let's go to the overhead. Boom. Boom. Oh, by the way, if you like what you see here today, you can totally comment in YouTube or Facebook or anything like that. And also, follow us on these wonderful, wonderful social media accounts because the way you can stay in contact with us, see what cool things we're working on. When we post projects like this, we always post links to like, we have made this project, check it out. Because we have directions and whatnot. So let's take a peek here. So this, Pete's gonna go off and get the 3D printed version that we have, or parts. So this is basically the basic version we'll be making today. We're using some very simple Lego components, a couple of Technic bricks here, an axle across the middle, some 1x2 round pieces, 2x2 round pieces with an axle hole in the middle. And we have a very simple hand crank here, which you can make a variety of ways. We're using an axle with I forget the official name for this one, but it's a free floating.
That's a great part. We need to figure out parts.
So yeah, it rotates with you. But there's a lot of ways of doing this. We made like 4 or 5 different hand crank versions. But really, it's a very simple circuit where we're putting, we have on this one 2 lines of Crazy Circuits tape here. We have the positive and negative, and when this turns around, it hits this spot in the middle, the draped spot in the middle, and you get yourself a flashing LED. Yay, flashing.
Yeah.
We're manually flashing this LED with a hand crank. It's a really...
You got to work for it.
You do. It's a very, 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 very silly thing to do. However, this being silly is kind of the point, but we can make it larger and more expanded by adding in more LEDs, adding in bigger, better components to use this as an interesting way of interacting with other parts. Mm-hmm. For instance, Pete went a little more bonkers on this project than I did, and we made a Larson Scanner. Hey, Pete, do you have that video?
I've got a video.
Oh, yeah. Do you have okay.
Play the video?
Yeah, drop the... Yeah, there we go. Oh, we'll show this off and we'll show the video. So this, because it's really fancy and nice. So I'll turn this on. This is a bigger version, literally just more of the same that we're hand cranking to do this Larson Scanner approach. Now, the Larson Scanner being made famous by Gary Larson of the Far Side.
What? No, that's not it.
You know, they're making new Far Sides, some random...
2020 is the right time for it.
Yeah. No. So who is the person who made this, Pete?
Glenn A. Larson.
Yeah. He's the prop guy.
Mastermind.
Yeah, he Knight Rider with the kit, the talking car, had the LED back and forth, as well as the Cylons from Battlestar Galactica, the 70s version, and the newer one. But but he had this really interesting back and forth LED thing, where it's not just one LED that goes back and forth; it's actually a bright LED and 2 softer ones to the side.
Yeah.
So it gives it a really cool effect. Now, granted, we're not actually trying to do that effect. It's just the way we put this together. You get more than one turning on, but it makes for a really cool little lighting effect like this.
Yeah.
And we're going to show the fancy video.
Ready?
Yeah, fancy video.
Here
Go!
Comes fancy video.
Oh yeah, look, I spent a lot of time editing this. Minutes, dozens of minutes. I like how I'm squaring the bottom of this one, as opposed to round. You gotta right click on it, Pete. Right click on that. Whatever.
That's
Anyway,
fun.
so that was a fun watch of the video I posted on the internet. So we got this, and the idea was to yay, brown dog gadgets. So we've got a very cool Larson Scanner effect going on here, and this is again just more of the same. It literally is more of the same. There's a couple ways Pete's kicking around this idea of doing this. This is where we have a positive and a negative side by side every time, so we have equal numbers of positive and negatives. Now Pete's also playing around with
well, positive. Because the negative goes to...
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right. It's negative. My gosh. It's all negative.
But each one has its own... Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one from the
going.
LED and then one like a common connector. So we've got 2 lines for every LED input, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Now, Pete also has kicked around this fun idea of doing it with a common ground.
Yeah.
Which is what we're going to show off here with the other version, which we haven't really showed off much, which is the music box version, which I'll plug in and we can play some...
Now our Larson Scanner is it's an analog circuit. We're just providing power to those LEDs, but this we're actually providing input to a controller. So
so this is actually using, I think this is the same code as we have for like our piano projects, right, Pete? Or similar?
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Yep.
We've got a couple piano projects we've done over the years.
It's not a great tune yet, but we're working on it.
It's 3 notes.
Yeah.
But the idea was that we go. That as we do this, we can set it up so that we can play, say, different songs with it, and however we put it together. So we can play a short tune. Now we're using these 2x2 Lego bricks, round, pretty common pieces. We just have a bunch of these. These like 2 cents each. We buy them online. We've also, I forget what it is. It's there's a bigger version of like this for Technic, which is about this size.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot the name already. Looked it up on Brick Owl. We ordered some. They're not here yet. But you could 3D print, say, the same thing, because this is a very simple component. Just really a cylinder with a Lego axle hole on it.
Yeah.
And so you could then 3D print a larger cylinder or series of parts to run the tape on, because it's non-conductive plastic. So that's a really easy way to, say, add more in without...
And Josh, the idea is you could make different cylinders and put them in and out, slide them on and off to get different effects or different songs.
It's like a player piano. Yeah, that's the idea. Like, eventually, if you're going to do like this as a kind of a funky, weird thing, we're going to do like different songs and stuff, or we want to show it off for some crazy video project, which you might do.
Yeah.
We would, make up different cylinders. You take them on and off to play different songs, like a player piano.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
And Josh, so on this one, you'll see that first line. That's actually our ground.
Ah,
and
yes.
then it connects in a strip, but it kind of is offset. So that ground connects then to each of the pins on the microcontroller. So it's a little more complex than the Larson Scanner, but I think we can do something with this.
Oh, you have like the first 3 notes of 3 blind mice.
Yeah, I do,
3 blind mice. 3 blind mice.
Pretty cool. You got it.
Anyway, that's what we've been working on.
We've got a question here.
What?
Cat, is the tape
Oh,
hanging
Cat,
there?
we're going to get there. I'm going to show you that next, because you're right, hanging. By the way, this directions for making both the Larson Scanner and this little guy, the little version, not the piano yet. We've not quite gotten it yet. Are on browndoggadgets.com under our Crazy Circuits area as a diagram with some basic directions on how to do this. And Kat, we're going to show you how to do that, because we're actually going to make one, because I've got all the parts sitting off to the side here to make the little version right here. And truth be told, I've actually not made one of these before. This is a Pete project that Pete just came in one day and was like, hey, I made this at home last night. I'm Pete. And I'm like, that's cool, Pete.
That's what I say, yeah.
That's literally what you say all the time. Like, I'm Pete, I made this thing. And we're like, wow, that's cool, Pete.
You guys would know by now, but keep signing it.
So we're going to show you how we do this, because you're right, Cat Science Club. It is literally just hanging there. Yeah. So we're just going to we're going to build the framework of this, which is just a couple of, the same color.
And Josh, the one you have there, I built. It's not really optimized. I threw it together quickly and it worked, so we just kind of ran with it. So you can make changes if you need to. What?
Here I need, Pete. I need a couple more Lego pieces.
Oh, what do you need? What parts?
Like some either a 1x2 or 2x2 or
all right.
4x4 or something like that.
I'll find them.
Anyway, I totally missed. They're in that big tub over there of Legos. So we're just gonna get to the front here. So we got that, and we got that, and there we go. So we got this. This is our basic Lego framework right here. That's it. And we're going to put these guys then.
What a 1x3.
I need some. Oh my gosh, I'm totally not prepared for this. I need some 2x1s as well, Pete. Like two 2x1s.
Can I get black ones from you?
It doesn't. Yeah, go grab some. We have like tubs full. He's got to grab some. Then we're going to put another couple 2x2s here, and some other ones here, and then we're good to go. You should put like Legos everywhere. And then you're right, it just hangs across the middle there. So while we're doing that, I'm going to build my wonderful hand crank. Typically, this is what you want to do for the hand crank to make it easy. If you want to use this nicer piece here, I totally forget the name of it. It's a connector piece, but it is free spinning on here, which makes it really, really, really nice. There's like 8 different ways of doing this that would all work equally well. Thanks, Pete.
One by one, one by twos.
Yeah, I'll take some too. Yeah, there we go.
How many you need?
4.
All right.
There we go. Thanks,
4,
Pete.
that'll
All
do.
right, now I'm done. Whew. Yeah, I didn't notice they were up there. See, good. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna stack these up here. Stack these guys up here, like so. And this is the entire Lego configuration. It's just for just the standard Legos. Then your Technic pieces would go here and here, ones that are holes on them. But yeah, we're just using some 1x4s, 1x2s. I mean, you could do this a couple different ways as long as it's too high and too high here. That just helps with the draping. And then we are draping it across the middle there. Now you want to keep it kind of taut.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem we've seen with this project is that like the Larson Scanner coming back to it a few days later, we haven't secured the tape down any other way, that things have loosened up a bit. We had to retighten those many strands going across.
I think if I'd made them longer.
Yeah, he cut them pretty short.
We're tweaking it.
Yeah, you could put down some other tape on top of it too. That would also work. Yeah, so let's add our electronic parts. So we just have an LED. How does that there? You have it like that, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of had these guys side by side. Oh, you actually made it more difficult than you had to, Pete. You could just gone straight. He went up and over.
I
you just
did
go
that
straight across.
So it was visible. You could
Oh,
clearly
visible.
see,
See?
so people would see that it was connected like that.
Pete is so concerned. Now, we're just going to go positive out and then positive like out and then back again. You could do the same thing with negative. It doesn't matter as long as it's a switch.
Right.
You're breaking it. Let's make our strips of tape too here before I add tape to other things. So we're just going to connect 4 of these guys together. These are the 2x2 with the axle hole in the middle. Yay, I just got a random axle here. This one has a little taper on the end.
Yeah.
Just so we can get it through. But
don't forget to thread it through your piece.
I won't forget to thread through my piece. Pete's always
Here to help. Josh, you know what wouldn't work with this project?
Copper foil tape.
No.
Don't use copper foil. We're using our nylon maker tape because it can handle the abuse. If you're using 1/8-inch copper foil tape for this, it would break instantly. So I'm just going to lay a couple strips across here. Now, Pete did his with 2 pieces on his version. I'm going to be fancy and do 3 on mine to make mine flash even more. I'm just going to measure one out. Then I'm going to use that as my template to measure more. No, Pete, I'm going to go, because we're live streaming and we're live, I'm going to go with 4.
Oh,
because I am a crazy man.
Can you figure out the duty cycle then of your on versus off?
Sure.
Can you?
I'm sure.
Can you?
Let's say
Josh,
yes.
To figure that out, you need to determine the width of your tape and the circumference of your cylinder, and then do some math, I think. Are you up for it?
I don't feel like doing math right now. Let's just say yes.
Now, Josh, you can get the circumference of your cylinder by multiplying the diameter times pi, I believe. Does that sound right?
If I remember my math correctly, yes.
Who's our math expert in the building? Is that?
I did teach middle school science.
There you go. That's you, I guess.
So I'm just laying this across. The big thing is making sure it's long enough that it does come in contact with your ground, which is not going to be hard because these are going to be side by side right here. Yeah. This is more than I need. You could probably actually make this even smaller with just 2 of these cylinders. We have 4 here to make it look cooler and to match up with some other things, but you can just do it with 2 if you're just doing a single LED. That makes life easy.
But Josh, like I like to say, with these Lego builds, there's a million ways to do it. So Legos. Ours is a good starting point guide. You can go crazy. You can do it differently. It'll probably still work.
Yeah, it's Lego.
Now, Josh, Kat's got a little comment here.
Meow.
Kat wishes they had the maker tape for camp last year. So much better than copper tape.
it's one of those things that once you start using the nylon tape versus copper foil, yeah, it does cost a little bit more, but it makes life so much easier for you, and you can do so much more with it. Is the big one, because you can use this on fabric, window. Really, every issue you've ever had with copper foil tape goes away, and you're just like, oh.
But Josh, there's a problem. Now, what do you do with all that leftover copper tape?
Well, you start a leaded glass company.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what people use.
Leaded glass.
That's what people
There you
use the
go.
copper foil tape for.
It's
Before it was
true.
copper foil tape was.
Yeah.
Or for electronics,
I've seen that.
it was it had actual non-electronic uses.
Yeah.
The one thing that a copper foil can do that nylon can't do is you can solder to it. But I've always joked that if you're soldering to copper foil tape, you're probably doing something wrong. There's only
it's a weird choice. Yeah.
There's some situations where it's not a bad idea. Yeah, you can do stuff. But for most situations, you're just taping down. It's a way like, oh, I'm soldering it down to the copper foil to use it on this papercraft project. Well, with this, you can just lay it down on top of the component because it's conductive on top and bottom.
And you can disassemble it too.
So we do that with transistors, with Arduino stuff, microbit stuff. Ta-da! So now I've got. Oh, I did. Well, I'm right-handed, so I should probably flip it around. Thank goodness it's all Lego. So it's on there. I've got 4. Yay. I can attach my handle on here to make sure things don't fall off. There we go. But now I've got to do the hard part. Oh, no. I've got to string the tape across.
Yeah.
Cat Science Club. Whatever will we do? So we're going to go from like here. I'm just going to cut an extra long piece of tape because
Why not?
we've got a few thousand meters in our warehouse of this
Do you
stuff.
think we have a kilometer?
I think we do have some.
No, if we have a few thousand meters, so we have a kilometer.
Currently in the mail right now is 5,000 5-meter rolls.
Wow.
So that's a couple kilometers of tape.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
By the way, I once had a teacher tell me that she would buy copper foil 1/4 inch and cut it down the middle to use it more. I'm like, 1/4 inch, like the 1/8 inch copper foil, which is horrible to use because it's so weak. I've tried because I was a cheapskate in my classroom. Because I had no money as a teacher.
Right.
I was like, oh, maybe this would, like, no, I can't as an adult use it, let alone have kids use it.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you doing that without just royally messing up all the time? Because it's just so tough to use it effectively. Now, I'm just going to drape it across and keep it rather taut.
Yeah.
Tautness. And because I want to make sure this lasts a bit longer, I'm just going to stretch it out and drop it down.
Josh, we kind of had the idea too, maybe snapping a brick on top to keep it nice and tight.
You could if you, because it just depends on the tolerance of your Legos. I'm trying to find a Lego piece here.
Yeah.
Because you have to drape it down, leave some extra space.
Yeah.
Now, Lego has such tight tolerances, Pete. I don't think you can put a Lego on top of the Crazy Circuits tape effectively.
Probably.
Now, you could go between the studs.
Oh, yeah.
That would work. As opposed to, you could make it this a little wider and then go between the stud and clamp it down that way.
Yeah.
That would work, but over the top of the stud, like I've done here, would not work because of the tight tolerances of Lego.
Right.
Because they do a really darn good job.
Well, yeah.
I've got this here. I'm going to put my LED move my LED up here. Let's say there. And so, yeah, I need that much tape.
Connect your grounds up.
This is ground. No. Do not sing songs on YouTube. They'll come for you in your sleep. You've been demonetized? I'm like, we don't even make any money off anything, guys. We don't have ads. Wait, do we? No, we don't. I don't think we do. If we do, we have no money coming in from it.
No.
I'm pretty sure we don't. Why do I put ads on product videos?
No.
It would be odd. I guess I'm coming from...
Save those for your stereo review channel.
Hey, one day I'll just take all my vintage 70s stereo stuff and just be like, screw Brown Dog Gadgets. I'm going to do stereo reviews from 1970s gear.
Wow.
Be like,
okay.
No, that's already a channel.
Yeah.
Techmoan.com, guy from the UK. Does great stuff. He's got 1 million subscribers too.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
we have 1 million, don't we? We have 1,000, don't we?
We have almost 5.
Wow.
He has 1 million because he does really good videos, and he's a very knowledgeable and insightful and informative person who makes really good content. So, kudos to him.
No, Josh. Now maybe Ron here. I can't get the last name. It says great activity. Maybe he's a new subscriber we've got. I don't know.
Zadunsky.
Do you know that guy?
No,
Okay.
I
Well,
think I can.
welcome.
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah.
Ron, you're cool for hanging out with us.
Yeah. Cat,
Thanks for being you, Ron.
Cat says almost 5. Because I mean, we got 13 people watching, so yeah, that's something.
Almost 5,000 people. I meant
Oh, 5,000. Right.
almost 5,000 subscribers.
There you go.
I think we're at 4,800 something.
All right.
Last time I looked, something like that. So I'm just now connecting the ground from our LED that's going to be right here to the ground from the battery holder.
There you go.
Those are side by side.
Yes.
And then I just got to throw this puppy on here.
Oh, look at that.
And look at that. It's
already going.
So I can just do... Oh, you used a 1 by... Oh, see, that's 3 long. This is 4 long.
Oh.
So I'm going to hold it up slightly because it goes all the way to the bottom here.
Oh, yeah.
It's very minor flashing.
Duty cycle is, it's mostly on. It's like...
Here's the best part, too. If you don't like something...
Peel some off.
Peel those little guys off.
That's right.
We'll do this. We'll just make it 3 instead of 2, and I'm going to resituate this number 3.
Yeah.
Because its maker tape can handle coming on and off. Where's my halfway point between those? Let's say it's about there. So, yay the fun that is conductive tape.
Yeah.
That's why I like doing the way we did the Larson Scanner. You can do a lot of individual LEDs.
Yeah.
So let's try this.
There we go.
So, 3 versus 2.
Yeah. You can obviously change the speed to, change the rate.
Oh, it's so difficult to spin this. Anyway,
It worked.
That's why if you want to do some more complicated things, you could use the whatever this part, the bigger version of that is.
Yeah.
I forgot we have it down. We've ordered some of these. The bigger version of this, essentially this part, a Lego Technic piece.
Yeah.
Bracer, I want to say. No. Shoot.
We'll look it up.
Whatever.
Starts with a 3.
That's the number.
4 digits.
Legos all
starts
have
with a 3.
every Lego part has its own individual part number, and you can buy them off Brick Owl or Bricklink. By the way, Brick Owl or Bricklink.com, great places to buy individual Legos. If you need random parts, because we do that all the time for projects we're working on. We need something weird and random, we'll just buy a bunch of stuff off there. Or if we need certain types of parts, like more Lego Technic pieces or something. But you can just go through there and look through every part Lego's ever made. Now, granted, there's also a couple good websites out there and on Thingiverse as well, where you can 3D print out pretty much any Lego part. However, the upside is Lego pieces are way more tolerant of, they have better tolerances, or stronger, they're injection molded versus 3D printing. But if you're in a pinch for especially a student project, 3D printing off a piece, designing something different, we've done that for those distance sensors we have as well, to make them Lego compatible. It's an easy thing to do if you have a 3D printer. I wouldn't ever go out and buy a 3D printer to get I need a few Lego pieces. Just order them. It's going to be a lot cheaper and better, and you can order a lot of Lego pieces, because most of the stuff is especially if you don't care about color. That's the thing. If you don't care about color, you just want I will take the cheapest version of this part ever, probably bright orange or something like that. They're a couple cents each, and everybody has a minimum $5 order. So I'm well, what else do we need to fill up
Right.
I'm buying 20 cents worth of stuff. I got to fill it up with other things to hit the $5 minimum. But there you go. You've got your hand crank this. The Larson Scanner is cool. The music box, we're going to work on that so it plays an actual tune once we get the bigger cylinder in. And then we're going to, I think, my goal is to have it play Funky Town. Doot, 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 doot. We'll see if we can make that happen. Or something like that. Just a recognizable tune.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going to be doing some live streaming tomorrow as well. We do our Friday hangout thing, because it's Friday. We show random stuff off. It's a chance to show off things we might not ever do a video on, basically. We've got a couple interesting new projects that Pete and us have been working on in the shop. Some cool Lego things we've been really kicking around. We're going to do some stuff with later, but we've been reprogramming our Blink Fade board, which is an ATtiny 8.5, and we're basically showing how do you do that? How can you reprogram this board? We'll show you how to do that, which isn't horribly difficult to do, but if you want to say use it for other purposes or expand on it. And my dog is really tired. He's sleeping on my foot. He's actually, his head's down. He's tired.
The brown dog.
He's very he's sleepy.
Yeah.
You okay, bud?
He's
No.
okay.
He's snoring.
Right.
That's the thing. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
Like the few people who are watching Cat Science Club. You're always your awesome Ron out there. Thanks for being you, Ron.
Andrew Wallace. Yeah.
Curriculum writer Andy chiming in like, your audio sounds fine. I imagine that's what he said, right?
He's got an idea for a song here.
That's the thing. You can set like the tones, anything you want.
Yeah.
Audio is great. Thanks, Andy, for listening from one of the other offices. But no, that's
that's hilarious. Crank it up.
that's you. You're oh god, you're commenting them, but it seems dishonest.
Welcome.
Seems very dishonest.
Oh, come on.
Anyway, that's our live stream for the day.
Yep.
Thanks for watching.
All right.
Grown men make Lego things light up. We're always happy to do that. But no, it's a seriously simple project. LED, some Lego parts. Lots of cool things you could do with this. The Larson Scanner is a cool project, especially if you're a librarian or a teacher who has a bunch of Legos already.
Yeah.
Put a hand crank up on your wall. Like, here, crank this. Do something silly with it. It's Lego. It's fun. Have some students make one as a project. It's always good. By the way, always a good extension project. Like, oh, the 3 kids who get done before everybody else does on a science thing. Go make this thing. Make this thing for the classroom. Have some fun. Make a Lego thing. Then everybody can, use it and understand it, look at it afterwards. And I mean, what took us 5 minutes to make this at most?
You got it.
Kids probably take about 10 to 15. There you go. Anyway, make your tape up round.gadgets.com. Follow us on social media. Like and subscribe if we're those kind of people. But thanks, everybody. Take care. All right, we're done. Bye.
Right.
Thanks for watching. Please visit browndoggadgets.com for parts, projects, and curriculum. Follow us on social media at browndoggadgets. Check out our live streams at Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We'll see you next time.